about something that I'm really passionate about, and that is this continent of Africa. Have you guys heard about Africa? It exists. It's a place. Have you heard Bono talk about it?
Yeah!
Yes, totally. So, here's the deal. If you guys would give me 3 minutes, it would be amazing, and then we can, you can talk all the rest of the time. I don't care. But here's the thing. I got the chance to go 4 years ago for the first time, and had massive expectations that were totally blown away, but in a completely different way than I thought they'd be. I was going in there thinking that I was gonna have a lot to offer these people, and I came away feeling like they had a lot more to give me than I had to give them, and I saw a joy in some of these people that I don't see in many people here, and so I'm thinking like, y'all should come to the U.S. and like hang out with my friends, you know. But the thing that was cool about the trip is that my buddy that one of my friends that I went with, it was cool. We got to go with a really small group of really good friends, and my buddy Barrett, who was leading the trip, kind of reminded us of the reality of these people's situation. I mean, that they just don't have like really basic needs met like we do. I mean, people are dying of AIDS and HIV and malaria and unclean water like you wouldn't believe. Like 30,000 people die a week because of unclean water in Africa. That's ridiculous. And these are all things that are like pretty easy to like combat, you know, and it doesn't take a lot of money. So when we were leaving, when we came back, Barry had this awesome idea called the Mocha Club. Have you guys heard of the Mocha Club before? Okay. So what the Mocha Club is people like you and I who just decide, okay, we want to, like, we don't know what really we can do, because I don't know if you're like me, but I hear about the things going on in other places, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do about it, and I don't know who I can trust to really, like, use my money wisely. So what this is people like you and I giving up $7 a month, which is the equivalent of 2 mochas, okay? If you don't drink coffee, it can be, you know, 7 songs on iTunes, or, you know, 2 beers, or, you know, 1 beer, depending on where you're buying your beer. But you get what I'm saying, right? And just to give you some perspective of like how far our money goes, $7 in Ethiopia can actually feed a family of 4 for a month. Okay? That's 4 humans can eat on $7 for a month. I spent like $15 on lunch today at Bread and Company. I still don't know how a sandwich can cost that much money, but it does, and sometimes I think it's worth it, right? And I'm not telling you give up your Bread and Company. I'm just saying, you know, every once in a while we can like think, okay, this is the $7, right? Also, $7 can provide clean water for 7 different African people for a whole year, okay? And so that 30,000 I was telling you about that are dying every week, we can kind of like start helping to chip away at that number. But tonight, what I want to invite you guys to be a part of is something that we've decided to help out in Ethiopia, and we want to be a part of helping to restore lives to women who used to be involved in the sex trade industry. Okay, so these women were prostitutes. Okay. And I don't know what you think of when you hear that word. What I didn't realize is that maybe the reality behind these stories, these women's lives, is that they have children that they didn't know how to provide for, okay? And I don't know if any are parents or whatever, but like, if I have a child and I have no way of making money, and I'm going to do whatever I can to care for my child. And some of these women were driven into this as a last resort, okay? So what we want to be a part of is helping to restore dignity and honor in these women's lives, and like teaching them something else, another skill they can use to make money, and just kind of give them like a hope and a life back. And so that's what we're doing on this tour, and I would like to invite you all to join the Mocha Club tonight. And I've got some friends back in the back who would love to tell you more about it. And if you sign up tonight for the Mocha Club, you're going to be committing to $7 a month, but also I'll give you my album, or any of my albums, for free, okay? So if you're trying to decide between like buying my music and saving the world, you can do both. Okay? And the other thing is too, if you already have my CD, now you can have like a real copy of it, instead of like the burned one. Okay? I've been watching. Those webcams, surveillance. And if you already have a real one, it's a great like birthday present or something. But anyway, thank you all so much for listening. It's called the Mocha Club. It's on the side of that.